This isn't a far-off crime. It isn't the television show crime that many folks think it is. It's happening right here at home, and it's happening in communities across the country, not just in major cities, but in suburban, rural areas. One of the biggest surprises, I think, to us in this field was how many survivors themselves came out with criminal records, meaning that their traffickers oftentimes forced them into crimes, committing fraud, robberies, even assaults at times, at the expense of their own abuse. And that meant that those survivors then turn around and find themselves in our criminal justice system and paying the price that their traffickers ought to be paying. And so very recently we passed the Trafficking Survivors Relief Act. It's the first full-fledged effort that I was able to play a significant role in changing the way our legal system addresses victims. Now we treat them like we should. They're survivors of the crimes. They have the opportunity to clear their records. And most importantly, it gives them the confidence to work with law enforcement to go find those traffickers, which then law enforcement will charge for all of the crimes they've committed, including the ones they coerce their victims into. And one of the challenges I learned as a young Hill staffer was that this issue is, one, difficult to talk about, but two, there's so much on not just the addressing human trafficking challenge, but also supporting survivors. How do we get the bad guys out, but we take care of those who've been harmed by this crime? And so I had a chance to spend during my time there at the House and Senate Judiciary Committees, getting to know these survivors, getting to know these law enforcement components that were fighting this issue. And what I realized is no one was really convening or bringing these folks together to be on the same page. Everybody met when there was an investigation. Maybe they talked after a prosecution and someone was finally put away. But no one was talking on the front end, not as a team, not as one unit, to address the survivors, address these traffickers, and really find a way back towards not just fighting this crime, but ending it altogether, preventing it from even beginning to happen. I mean, every one of us has a phone. That means every trafficker has a phone, and that's how they get to a lot of the youth in our society. So we've taken real steps to fight that. And so I've worked with those technology companies across the country to have to sit with survivors for the first time, sit with law enforcement, understand the challenges that each of us are going through, and make a decision that we're gonna have to work together on this. And then the second piece is we have changed laws. Just this year, President Trump signed the Take It Down Act. It's the first time the tech community has to come to the table and have a conversation and then have enforcement that they're required to take down any of those abusive materials focusing on children right off of their platforms. That's vital to this effort. To me, protecting our next generation, having children of my own, it's the main priority. What I tell everyone is that the easiest way to get involved is to get involved in organizations, the nonprofits, the policy leaders, the survivor support groups happening. Organizations like CPAC have been a leader on this fight, and I'm proud to be a part of that team. But I'd also say you have local organizations in every jurisdiction, every city, town across this country that support survivors. People say, see something, say something. What does that actually mean? It means educating yourself through these nonprofits and policy leaders. And if you do see something, reach out to law enforcement. They want to investigate, they want to work with you. Well, CPAC launched its Center for Combating Human Trafficking 3 years ago, and I've been honored to lead it from day one. And what we've learned through that process is many of our laws need change, and many of our partners need to collaborate better together. And so what have we done over those 3 years? Well, we've gone to 15 different states and passed legislation that supports survivors, give law enforcement the tools they need, task forces, technology, resources, funding to actually make a difference. And then here in Congress, we've passed over 5 bills. In a 3-year period, that's unheard of. And yet we've been able to partner with survivor organizations, conservative groups, nonpartisan groups, anyone who wants to come to this fight and create legislation that requires tech companies to step up, gives survivors a second chance, and also creates new tools for law enforcement to go after at the federal level. Some of these international groups, some of these domestic groups that think that they can use our well, at a time, open border to abuse victims and create a profit stream. We're just not gonna let that happen. But it's also putting public pressure on those tech companies and on all lawmakers to make sure that our legal system actually protects victims and stops these traffickers from ever being able to reach our children in the first place.
My name is Russo, a former congresswoman from Mexico who fought against the cartels and human trafficking. This year, we are launching the Heroes Wanted campaign, shining a light on extraordinary people fighting in the front lines.
So go to kaleido.charity/heroeswanted, watch their stories to help amplify their impact, and vote for the hero who inspires you the most.